What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, and I'm here to bring to you my analysis and takeaways video for the game that's just gone final versus Washington. First of all, leave me a comment in the comment section below how you felt about the game. Do you feel that Michigan played well? Do you think that they needed, there's a lot of improvement to be out there? Let me know how you feel in the comment section below as far as how the game went. Me personally, I got mixed feelings. I felt, first of all, mission accomplished as far as, the things that I felt needed to be done for the game from my previous videos. I felt that we did what we needed to do as far as playing well, for the most part. And, giving a good impression for all the recruits that were in attendance for today's game. So I felt that we did well as far as it goes. The atmosphere was amazing. The maze out was great. Showing off alternate uniforms was cool. So, obviously we don't know what happened behind the scenes and all the other things that happened before the game and after the game as far as that goes. But as far as the actual game itself, I felt as though, we did a good job of not only showing up, but playing very well, winning by, a good margin, dominating, leading from wire to wire as far as that goes. Not really, to me, it didn't really feel as though Washington, other than when, obviously when it was like 0-0, once we scored, it didn't feel as though Washington just had the horses to score on us. Especially when we went up a few touchdowns, by then it was like, man, I don't even see how they're going to score more than 10 points. So I felt we dominated the game, but there are some concerns, and I did want to talk about, those concerns. But I'm going to, talk about everything as a whole, about the offense and the defense. So I'm going to start with the offense. So, we put up 31 points. The rushing attack was very, very good. 2 weeks in a row. Very solid. 2 guys over 150 yards rushing, that's amazing. So, just kind of grade everything and then, kind of reflect on everything. So, the offensive line, I'm going to give them an A. They played well. Obviously, if you got 2 guys that are rushing for over 150 yards and 4 touchdowns, you're definitely doing your job as far as opening the holes. And it's not like, that they had a bad average. One guy averaged 8.1 yards a carry. The other one was 5.7. So, the offensive line did a very good job of opening up the holes. Didn't give up any sacks or anything like that. So I felt that they played very, very well 2 weeks in a row. Now segue into the running backs. Obviously, you got 2 running backs that are over 150 yards apiece. Then obviously the running backs deserve an A as well. 4 touchdowns between Haskins and Corum. Played lights out. The only thing I think it was one play that Haskins whiffed on when he was supposed to pick up a blitz, and that wasn't good. But at least he didn't give up a sack or anything like that. But overall, both running backs played good. This whole 2-headed monster thing that they got going on for the running game. It's going to be interesting to see if they keep this up. But one thing I will say that is a concern is the quarterback play. So Cade, I guess he did what he was supposed to do given the circumstances. I don't know whether or not his lack of attempts were because we're just running the ball so good, or was it because he just couldn't really throw, so they stuck to running the football. That part I'm not too sure about, but when he did throw, I mean, he finished 7 for 15 for 44 yards. I mean, that's just not going to get it done. So, I mean, going forward, you would hope and pray that the balance would be more so like the first game than this game. I mean, the rushing attack is amazing, but if you don't balance it out, then eventually you're just going to have teams loading up the box, and it's going to be something similar to, what happened in the last previous few years, where teams were just loading up the box because they had no fear of us taking a shot down, down the field. And I've been making videos harping on that for the longest time, and I understood in the previous years that they didn't do it probably because we couldn't do it. But, I mean, Cade has the arm to do it. So I don't understand why we didn't take more shots off of play action in this game. Especially, with how effectively we were running the football. I felt as though if we took a couple more shots, it would have done, a couple of things. One thing it would definitely have done is probably would have scored at least one touchdown off of that. But also it would have kind of made the running game a little bit easier because it would have, made these guys it would have kept them honest. They wouldn't have known, they're just going to run the football. They're just going to run the football. They would have felt that they couldn't, commit 100% to trying to stop him to run if they were concerned that we might actually throw the football. So going forward, that's something that definitely has to be considered. When we play other teams, especially in the Big Ten schedule, we can't just run the ball 50 million times and pass it like 10 times and expect to win. It's just not going to cut it. So, we need less, less running, more passing, get everything a little bit more balanced, take more shots down the field. Like I said before, I understand, in previous years when Shea was there, I guess you could tell he just didn't have the arm for it. A lot of times when he tried to go down the field, the ball would just get hung up in the air. He'd be underthrowing. Nico would just have to come back to the football and bail him out. But this is not the same. Cade actually has the arm to do it, so they need to take more shots down the field, especially in play action if you're running the football so good. So football play, I'm giving that a D, and they're lucky it's a D. The only reason I'm not doing anything because he didn't turn the football over. He managed the game well, managed the clock well. Didn't fumble or anything like that. So overall, he didn't make any mistakes. He managed the football game well, so I'll give him that. But he wasn't a playmaker. And if we're going to be serious about beating the higher up teams, we need him to be less of a game manager and more of a playmaker. So the tight ends, I'm going to give them a B. The reason why is they were very effective. Obviously not in catching any passes because, you only completed 7 footballs. So there was no completions for the tight ends. But the reason why I'm going to give them the B is because of the blocking that they did that sprung a few of those touchdown plays. They did a very good job of blocking in the running game. So that's why I'm going to give them a B because of that. And that's really all I can say because they didn't do anything else other than that. The wide receivers, it's like I got to get that an NA. And it's really because I don't know whether or not it was just the mere fact that they weren't getting open, and that's why. But they ran the football so much that it was almost like, what were they supposed to do? I mean, they blocked fairly decently, but you're only looking at, like I said, 7 completions the whole entire game, and 4 of them were to running backs. So you're looking at 3 completions to wide receivers. I mean, that's pretty bad. So, like I said, obviously they weren't needed to make any plays, but they're definitely going forward, they're going to have to make some plays. And that's one of my biggest concerns. Like I said, the balance wasn't there. They got away with it for this game because they were just that dominating on the ground that it didn't really matter. But you can't expect to do this every single game and win. It's just not going to happen. So either the wide receivers have to step up and get themselves open, or the play calling has to be different to have more balance and allow the wide receivers that are out there to make plays. So that's it for as far as the offense goes. The defense, defensive line play, felt they played well, especially Aiden was all over the place again. They got 4 sacks, so they were getting pressure on the quarterback, stuffing the run. So Washington couldn't really do anything on the ground at all. So that was very impressive. So with the combination of the line playing very well, the linebackers playing well as well. The linebackers, I give them a B as well. Not any big plays really, and tackled well. There was a few missed tackles that I did see that ended up adding a few yards in addition to what it should have been. But overall, they played well. Josh Ross, was able to rush the quarterback, pressure him a few times, plug the holes, made key plays on running plays. So I felt that they played well a very good game from them. Secondary, I mean, Dylan Moore's pass 20 for 37 for 54%. So overall, they played well. A little bit of concern in the fourth quarter, where I felt as though Washington actually started to get some sort of rhythm and started to get some completions down the field. So I don't know whether it was just a change in the coverage, where they kind of played off and allowed them, to move the football down the field but not give up the big play. But for the most part, up until, the fourth quarter, felt that they played well and, defended very well. Like I said, things kind of softened up, not mid part of the fourth quarter, but kind of like, I guess, about 10 minutes all the way up until almost the end of the game. They kind of softened up and allowed Washington to start moving the football and get some, confidence. So that has to be worked on. I felt overall they defended well. One thing I don't understand, like on the touchdown that they got, I think it was Moore. Like, he didn't even turn around. Like, that's the part I don't understand. It's like, man, you gotta turn your head, find the football, and try to make a play. You can't try to make a play after the ball is already past you. So that was a concern. Overall, the defense played good. They only gave up 10 points. Now, it was against Washington, who obviously doesn't have the best offense. So, but they did their job. They only gave up 10 points. Kind of bend but don't break. Held them in check as far as the running game goes. So, I mean, I can't complain as far as it goes. Special teams, not anything really noteworthy as far as the return game goes. They did kick, a 50-yard field goal, 52 actually. So that was good. No turnovers or anything like that. So I give them, an A for that. Oh, I'm sorry. The secondary, I'd give them like a B. Dax was all over the place again. This new position that they got him in is really, really beneficial to the whole defense. Feel as though he's just roaming around and making plays. So that's pretty impressive. So, like I said, overall, I felt that we played well. We got the job done. We got the victory, obviously, which is important. But we played well, and we played a game in which we dominated from start to finish. And that's all that was really looking for from this game, to see them actually play well and dominate, to try and impress all the recruits that were there. It'd be nothing worse than playing bad, playing sloppy, turning the ball over, barely winning, where anyone that was sitting there watching the game from the sidelines as a recruit is just sitting there, scratching their head and saying, man, what's going on? I mean, I want to come here, but, they don't look like they have their stuff together. They're disorganized. They're not playing hard. Why should I come here? I don't feel as though anyone that was watching the game would have felt that watching this game today. I think that we did a good job of impressing them, and now it's up to them to decide whether or not they want to come to Michigan or not. So, anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, definitely feel free to leave a like on the video. It definitely helps me out, and I appreciate it. Leave me a comment in the comment section below if you've made it this far to the video. Type a Go Blue if you made it this far to the video, and let me know how you felt about the game itself. Do you feel that they did enough to impress the recruits, or was there more work that needed to be done? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow the channel as big as possible. So if you like my content and you want to continue to watch it, feel free to hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel right now. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. And as always, go Blue.